Please review the disclosures. Nothing written, expressed, or said here should be looked at as investment advice or an admonition to buy, sell, or trade any security or financial instrument. The Lund Loop is for informational purposes only. Hey everybody, welcome to the daily update for Thursday, October 23rd, 2025. Happy Thursday. As you can see, I am not at home. I am in Las Vegas for a couple days. Hopefully this setup is good. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Anyway, so what was today all about? Well, yesterday was all about Tesla earnings. Remember we talked about Tesla earnings in yesterday's daily update, and Tesla was down in after hours, and everyone was saying, well, the numbers were okay, but Elon sounded tired. Okay. So what happened today? Tesla opened down. And what happens when you have a name like that that opens down? Well, one of the things happens is you can look at this video in the Deconstructing Trade library, how to manage a big gap down open. And it will give you some ideas on what you can do with a name like Tesla. So let's take a look at what you could have done with Tesla today. So Tesla, there's the gap down right there. And look where the gap down stops, right at this level here. And what level is that? Well, that's a level that we had already pre-drawn on the daily as a potential support and resistance level right here, okay? Now, technically, I guess you could have put the level here at the very low of that day. But the point is, you were given some very clear spots. I mean, that's even better, right? Just tags it right there. So what do you do here? Well, depending on how aggressive you are, you could have said, well, I'm going to take a shot right here when we break above this area, here or here. And then what do you have? You got the low of the day as your risk. So you get a gap down, you got 420 to 413, you're risking $6. Or you could have waited a little bit. You could have waited until we had that first run up here like this, right? And then you could have done something like this, right? You could have waited until it recaptured the VWAP from that breakout day, which is right back. Let's see, let's go back here. Why is this doing this? It's always so fun being on your laptop, which is the VWAP that started right here, right? Or you could have, let's move this over here. You could have waited until we broke back above yesterday's low. You could have waited till we broke above the 20 and the 5 and the 9. The point is, there were lots of spots here that you could have defined your risk, given yourself an out where you clearly would have been wrong, and made money even though Tesla gapped down. And if we look at the rest of the market and how it reacted, let's look at the SPX here. So same sort of deal, right? We have this open, we come down here, and where do we stop? We literally stop right there near the opening bar. And then once we have this, not really an engulfing bar, but a very strong igniting bar, then we start to see things firm up. We start to see a base here. And then once we break above here, we've got the 20. So the point is, just because the market opens gap down, I don't believe we're just going to roll over. Now, yesterday, people were asking me, they said, how come you're adding names to the list yesterday? We were down yesterday. Yeah, but a lot of names reversed. A lot of things gave us spots to get long yesterday or to potentially watch to get long today, and many of them followed through. So personally, I think the action in Tesla was very productive today. Some of the people in the Discord were telling me that there's some crazy call action going on for June of next year. There's January 500 calls going like crazy, and apparently there's June 910s. Heads up, shout out D-Man for that. So all I'm saying is, when you believe that something can or can't happen, it kind of blinds you from what could happen, and that's why we try to follow the technicals as much as possible. All right, so let's go through all the indexes. I mean, we're in a much better spot than we were yesterday for sure. And then we'll go through the macros, and then we'll look at what's been added to the watch list.